Bonk, bonk. Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Sword Islands. In this episode, we have a lot of things to yap about in regards to the combat, new systems here and there, few polishes here and there, and different things to boost the feel of the game. I don't want to yap a lot and make a long intro like last video, so let's just get straight into it. So, welcome to the demo arena. The first system that I would like to demonstrate today is the new posture system. The posture system is this new golden bar around the basic HUD for the enemies, and it can help you to predict when their posture will break, so you can parry them. Let me demonstrate. Deflect, deflect, deflect. You can see it draining. Deflect. Now it's gone. So the next move will be a parryable attack. Boom. And now you parry them. So you can see that way you can kind of tell and predict when the parryable attack will come. And after breaking their posture, they will regenerate it after you're done with the staggering. So now the next move will be parryable attack. They strafing, so when they strafe, they also recover some of their posture. So you'll have to stop them like this. And then you can block them again. Deflect, parry. And now they're staggered, and now you can defeat them. So yeah, the posture system has technically, in a way, always been a part of the combat, but it wasn't visualized in a way that it's easier to predict. It was more animation based, so the character had to reach his final attack in the sequence for you to parry it. But now it's more of actual bar that you can visualize and see. Now another thing that I don't know if you guys noticed is the particles. I polished every particle to support the HDR lighting system that Unity can have enabled by the URP render pipeline. But you can see how much they are more vibrant. The sparks are more sparkly. And especially the last one, there's probably 400 sparks being spawned. So you can see how much cooler they actually look if you compare it to the other episodes. Another thing that is also cool about this is now that the deflect has a different sound from the final parryable attack, the final blow. What's it? You heard that? This is temporary, this is a placeholder. I'm not sure if I will roll with it, but for now it's doing its job. And it's different enough that you can tell he has been staggered. I also like to always stop them from their strafing because they will be regenerating their posture. You can hit them or you can just approach them. I'll try to showcase that. So if I do this, he will regenerate. When they're strafing, if you get close to them, they'll try to back off. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so you get close and he will just jump backward. By that, you also have the opportunity to stagger them. This is basically it for the posture system. It's actually very straightforward, but I just think it's an amazing addition. And with future enemies, when you hit them without their posture being broken, you want the HP that they will lose will be barely noticeable. But with this one, because he's a level 2 enemy, you can still technically impact him without breaking his posture that much. However, when you break his posture, the damage will be multiplied. And there we go. What is also so good about the posture system is that it allows me to use any animation set with the same exact parry and deflection system. For example, I just made this dummy real quick and I assigned to it a samurai animation set just to test how quick we can actually go with parrying. Because a lot of people been in the comment been the enemies are so slow, why are they so slow? Maybe because they are the first enemy in the game and they're not supposed to kick your ass. So let's just check this one. This one got like a quick combo. I'll showcase it first and then I'll try to block it. Ouch, I already got hit. As you can see, way faster, way less telegraph, and a higher amount of moves and sequence in general. So let's try to block it. Bonk, bonk. One more. Boom. There you go. I'm technically a pro. Like, you know, like I'm biased, you know. It looks, I make it look easy, but it's definitely a hard work. I have to master I have a certificate in parrying, but like, I can't wait to see some people being sliced by this. In game. There you go, I broke his posture, and now he's open to attack. Easy peasy. But as you saw, the potential to add like... Hold up. He died there, didn't he? Why is this spawning here? Okay, don't worry about that part. Okay? I'm definitely good at making games. But anyway, the fact that you can assign any animation set to a parrying attack and just adjust the hitboxes and try to parry with the sword, that means I can even make the characters fight you with their hand, and you'll be able to like parry their hands and kicks and legs, which opens the door for so many like different combos and so many different movesets. If he can throw an attack, if he can have a hitbox, you can parry it. And that's just so amazing, and I can't wait to introduce more and more enemies with time. But yeah, that's it for the posture system. Welcome to the quick break section where I would like to thank my Patreons from all around the world. Here are the names. Thank you very much. I think we gained a new extra Patreons. Oh, don't look at my yo-yo. That's for next episode. We gained 2 more Patreons. Thank you all for the support. I'm using all of the money to buy, you know, Unity assets here and there, sound effects here and there, coffee here and there. So thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the episode. Another thing that changed beside the particles of the combat is also the particles for the dashing. I changed the color a little bit, I changed the trailing effect a little bit, polished it, even the sounds. Listen to this. It kind of now sounds more techy. It has this vibe of like being a ghost in the machine or something. And I kind of like it. You can't obviously spam it because the stamina meter will drain every time you use the dashing, but it just looks so satisfying, because also the character that you see is basically you. So if you are doing something with your hand, like I don't know, standing in a T-pose, you can see that. And it kind of look goofy right now because I'm not calibrated correctly, but you get the idea. Hold on, you can also do it crouching, I think. Yeah, this looks like Sub-Zero when he's like in Mortal Kombat or something. I don't know. It's kind of hilarious. And here we have a health vessel. So this one you can spawn it by pressing the other button on your controller. To use the vessel, you can charge it up and you will get like this cool satisfying effect. And you can see I added 100 HP, but my HP was max, so you can't see the difference really. If you are charging it, you change your mind, you can just release the trigger and you will see that the wind kind of calmed down. I really like how the effect turned out to be. It kind of feels like, I don't know, like getting health can't look more epic than this in my opinion. So yeah, that's basically how you use vessels. I call them vessels because they technically are like potions, but they're not drinkable, so you just like pop them like that, and that's why I just call them vessels. You'll be able to have, I think, up to 10 of them, and to get every single one of them, you'll need to collect certain items in the game and then head to the capital and go to the doctor or the alchemy guy, and he will cook one for you. But for that, you'll have to kind of wait until the capital episode drops where everything is there to be showcased. It's dynamic hand positioning, so every time you hold it, it looks different. That's why sometimes you can get goofy results. There will be other types of consumables like antidote, antidote. You know what I'm talking about. it's when you have poison status effects, or when you have like rot status effect or something, you can pop an antidote and it will like remove that status effect. I forgot to mention that in the previous episode apparently. But you can also spawn other things like oh, this one spawned quickly. Skip the particles, but this one gives you kind of like data. You can gain some data to buy things later on. But yeah, that's basically the quick equip system. You would be able in the future to... Right now I assign the items here manually from code, but you'd be able to kind of like open your menu and go to like maybe inventory or something, and then like you'd have like another panel here for the quick equip. Or maybe you can click on the item and choose to like assign it to the quick equip. We'll see about that, but there's a bunch of things in the menu that I need to change the flow of. So I guess it's useless to do it right now when I know another change will happen. But that's how the quick equip works. So far in Sword Islands, I showcased two different methods of dealing damage. One is directly attacking the enemies. That way you deal like, I would say, the lowest amount of damage. The other way is by activating a blade art and, you know, do the whole shenanigans with the blade arts. But there is a third way that I'm introducing, which is blade techniques. I think I've showcased it here and there, but I've never talked about it. I never made the time to talk about it. But blade techniques are a way of dealing extra damage on top of your normal melee damage. Now there are different blade techniques that you can collect and find like a scroll for in the game world of Sword Islands. But I'll demonstrate two of them, and those are actually the ones I have so far, but I'll probably add more in the future. For example, one of the blade techniques that you can unlock is called Sheath Rush, which is, if you hit normally, you can deal 15 damage. But if you sheath your sword, and while unequipping the sword, while drawing your sword, you slice the enemy, you'll get a Sheath Rush. It will look like this. So now I dealt a Sheath Rush, and you can see that the damage that I dealt is 20, so it's a little bit extra percentage on top of your default damage. So this is one of the blade techniques that you can unlock, for example. It will look kind of like a skill tree, but it's not a skill tree. It's more of just a scroll that you can find, and now you have it unlocked, and you'll be able to equip it and do it. Another blade technique is called Dash Rush, which is trying to slice your enemy while dashing. You can dash backward, forward, left or right, obviously, like this. But if you dash forward and you cut the enemy while dashing, then you'll deal a Dash Rush. And it looks something like this. So, as you saw, that was a Dash Rush. And you would know that you've done it when you see these like embers, particles, and you hear a different sound than a normal slice. Like a normal slice would sound like this, and a Dash Rush would sound like this. In first person, it's a little bit weird, but in third person, it also, like, if you are with other players and they're looking at you, it just looks so badass. Ah, you see the particles? I didn't even have to turn, and I know that I've done the Dash Rush. There will be multiple blade techniques like this. I was thinking of adding maybe like a ground pound attack, or like maybe a throwing thing where you can like throw your armament onto something and maybe you can teleport to it. Small things like that. I don't think I'll have many blade techniques. I think the entire game would probably only have like 10 of them, and they are like scattered around. Maybe each island have a new blade technique that you can learn, and it's just an additional bonus on top of the melee combat to not make it super boring. So every now and then you're like, Sheath Rush, and then you want to be like, Dash Rush. You know, it's kind of cool. One of the other cool changes that I've done is that the HP bar now lerps into the actual value. So I'll let him hit me. You can see that it lerped, which kind of adds a bit more polish and a better feeling for the status in general. Even the HUD of the enemy. So if I hit them, you can see that it lerped into the correct HP. Same goes for the posture meter. I think that this effect is kind of cooler and way easier to notice than having two bars, one fade, one the other one, and then the other one fills up to it or something like that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The status effects bars are now lerping. Watch out. Can you see that? Boop. He did. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the episode is over. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope to see you all in the next update. See ya.